Hello Year 3 and welcome to your guided reading video for Monday the 8th of February. Now what we're going to be doing today, we are going to read a little bit more of Operation Gadgetman by Malorie Blackman, and we're going to be thinking about the character Detective Warner. Now to me he seems a little bit suspicious. I don't know what you think. So let's read a little bit more. But in his note to you, he says you should tell us everything. Don't miss anything out. No matter how trivial you think it might be a clue to his kidnappers. Put it that way, Beans felt she had no choice. It's just that Dad was working on one of his gadgets on Wednesday evening, the induction oscillator. Beans began reluctantly, still feeling uncomfortable. When I got home from school, Dad needed a special kind of wire for his oscillator, so he said we should go to the DIY shop and afterwards we could have a pizza for dinner. I wish my mum would do that more often, Anne said. I wish my mum would do that just once, sighed Louisa. Anyway, Dad drove us to the DIY shop. But just before we went in, I told him to make sure he had his checkbook or his credit cards or some money on him. Beans continued, whenever we go shopping, Dad always waits until we're supposed to pay before he remembers that he didn't bring any money out with him. I didn't want to go through all that again. And did he have any money? Detective Warner asked. Beans shook her head. He only had one of those cards that lets you take out money from the automatic cash dispenser machines. You know, the ones outside banks and building societies. So we had to drive into the centre of town to use the machine outside his building society to get some money. That's when it happened. And Beans stopped talking. Go on. I'm listening, Detective Warner said. Dad didn't do anything wrong. I promise he didn't, Beans said earnestly. It wasn't his fault. What wasn't his fault? The detective asked. Now we're going to leave the reading of the book today, and what I'm going to show you now is the activity for today. See you in a second. Hello again, Year 3. Now this is what we're going to be doing today. I've got the date at the top of the page and I've got the learning objective, and we are going to use our own opinions to discuss a character's motives. And that character we're going to be looking at is Detective Warner. Now, I'm not too sure about Detective Warner. I do trust him in some sense because he said he's a police officer, but he seems a little bit suspicious to me. So around this circle, I'm going to do my spider diagram that I like to do. And we are going to be adding different ways in which we trust Detective Warner and we don't trust him. So the first one that I'm going to do is write, he is a police officer. Okay, because we're supposed to trust police officers, aren't we? My next one, on a thing that I don't trust him, is he is acting a little suspicious. So I'm going to add that and pop that one there. So what I'd like you to do, I'd like you to fill your circle with lots of different ideas about why you trust Detective Warner and why you don't trust Detective Warner. And remember, these are your opinions. There's no right or wrong answer unless you put something that's completely different to the story around it. Then what I'd like you to do, I'd like you to write a couple of sentences all about Detective Warner. So I'm going to show you mine using these 2 points. So, Detective Warner is a mysterious character that has just appeared in the story, and I'm going to use capital letters because that's what the story has as well. Operation Gadgetman, because it is a noun, isn't it? Operation Gadgetman. There we go, and I've done my full stop. Now that's just my introductory sentence. It sets the scene really, doesn't it? It discusses a little bit of what I'm going to be writing about. So, I trust Detective Warner because he is a policeman. However, and I've included my my subordinate conjunction there, haven't I? So I trust Detective Warner because he is a policeman. That's my main clause. However, subordinate conjunction. However, he is acting a little suspicious, which makes me doubt him as a character. Now, I've not wrote loads and loads there. I've just gone into a little bit of detail about it. I've managed to include a complex sentence. So I've got my main clause, my subordinate conjunction, my subordinate clause. See what you can do, year 3. Once you've done this, once you've created your spider diagram and your sentence, take a photo of it for me. And can you please send it to me on Class Dojo? Good luck, and I'll see you soon. Bye.